Hi everyone, I'm Max and I'm a CPSA instructor and a Musto ambassador. And today I'm in Avalon Guns in Street and I'm here to talk to you about what you should think about when you're buying your first gun. The first thing we're going to look at is budget. Now, obviously everyone's different, everyone's got a different budget. Ideally, for our first gun, we want to spend between £500 and £1,000. Then money we have left over, we can then put back into lessons, cartridges, clays, and whatever else we need. Then, once we go for our second gun, put that gun against it and then upgrade if we need to. But there's no point, I don't believe there's any point in spending over £1,000, particularly on our first gun. As always, you just spend what you feel comfortable spending. Don't try and overstretch it. Now we're going to talk about what should I buy. Being a new shooter, you don't necessarily know what discipline you can be shooting. I shoot sporting, you could shoot skeet, you could shoot trap. But we want to be flexible with what we're going to buy. We're going to talk about this gun here. It's a Browning SL. This is an over and under. Also, we have side-by-sides as well. But we choose over and unders because side-by-sides usually have two triggers, and an over and under has a narrower sighting plane when looking down the barrel. Obviously, we have game guns and then sporting guns. Game guns are very light and fast with the handling, where sporters are designed for clay shooting. This is multi-choke. We have an option to change the choke if we need to. Game guns are usually fixed choke, so obviously we have to use what's in there, where now we have an option to change chokes depending on what discipline we're shooting. So now we're going to talk about new versus second hand. Buying brand new, you get a warranty, you know it's brand spanking new, no one's used it. Where second hand, obviously you don't get the warranty as much. You can always take it back to the gun shop and see what they can do. Buying second hand does open up options depending on what your budget is. If you buy from someone like Avalon Guns, you can trust they have a large amount of second hand guns and you know that you'll get fantastic service from them. And depending on what your budget is, does open up some good value guns. This is a brand new laminate, this is a second hand laminate. And if your budget was £2,000 dead, this creeps in just under £2,000, so you will get a good deal. The next thing we're going to look at is, should you buy a well-known brand? If you ask anyone to name brands, they're going to name Beretta, Browning, Purdy. But does that mean it's going to be the right gun for you? Not necessarily. So it does pay to do your research. They might not fall within your budgets, but there's plenty of other guns that might. Hopefully we can try before you buy, so have a selection of guns so you can make the best decision possible. If you want to buy Beretta, you can buy Beretta. If you want to buy Browning, then buy Browning, but don't feel pressured into doing so. Otherwise it will be a costly mistake, and that goes for any gun out there. Just take your time, do some research. Next thing is gun fit, and will gun shops sell you a gun that fits? When you walk into a gun shop, you want to try guns. You want to wear the same clothes that you'll be wearing on the day. So if you see me out and about, generally I'll be wearing the same clothes, so I know that I'll be roughly getting the same fit. If you were to wear lots of layers, and they could fit, the gun fit could be right for those layers, but if you were to take those layers off, then obviously the gun fit will be different. So we want to be consistent and confident each single time. So no matter what happens, if I were to pick this gun up and put it into my shoulder each time, then it's perfect. If I was to hold it differently, it's going to be different. So ideally, we want to be confident in what we're doing. If you're able to have your instructor there, he can look at you and check your stance and check your fit and everything else, so you have a second opinion when you're looking at it. Having your gun fit is a very important part of the initial experience. Ideally, we would like to get it right first time so we have no problems going forward. I would rather have the gun fit to you rather than you fit the gun, so we can go forward without any bad habits. Gun shops. Do I shop around or do I just go to my local ground? A lot of these gun shops will have the same selection. If you use Avalon, for example, they have two shops. So they have lots and lots of new guns, lots of second-hand guns. But when trying a gun, quite often now, you'll find that gun shops will be embedded within shooting grounds, which is perfect. So Avalon Guns has a shop inside Mendip Shooting Ground, so I can take my clients down there and then we can try demo guns, try second-hand guns, so we literally can try before you buy. Overall, the most important thing is obviously finding a gun shop you can trust. Let's summarize what we've been talking about today when buying your first gun with some top tips. Firstly, if you don't know, ask. There's no such thing as a stupid question. The more you know, the better you'll feel. Don't be blinded by the brands. There are plenty of other good gun makers out there that can offer a good quality gun at a good price. Try before you buy if where possible. Obviously, you're not always going to be able to, but if we can, so we can make the best possible decision first time. Spend what you feel comfortable spending and make the investment worthwhile. Don't be pressured into spending more money than you feel like you want to. See if your instructor can be there for the initial purchase and fitting, so you can have a good quality second opinion from him if necessary. Do your prior research beforehand. There's plenty of content out there, articles, YouTube videos about guns. If you're watching this video, you're already researching anyway, so keep it up. Take your time, don't rush, and the most important thing is that you go out there and enjoy yourself. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it informative. I'm Instructor Max, and I'll see you soon.